Um, Glenn Greenwood at Salon today quoted Time Magazine's Joe Klein, who I think is just a Class A schmuck. I have no use for Joe Klein. An apologist for everything that's wrong in American society. I mean, Joe Klein, he is capitalism's butt boy if ever one existed. But anyway, uh, Joe Klein had this to say about the WikiLeaks disclosures, quote, I am tremendously concerned about the puerile eruptions of Julian Assange. If a single foreign national is rounded up and put in jail because of a leaked cable, this entire anarchic exercise in freedom, quote, quote, stands as a human disaster. Assange is a criminal. He's the one who should be put in jail. That's what Joe Klein said. And then Glenn Greenwood says, do you have the principle down? It's if a single foreign national is rounded up and put in jail because of the WikiLeaks disclosure, even a single one, then the entire WikiLeaks enterprise is proven to be a disaster, and Assange is a criminal and one who should be in jail. That's quite a rigorous moral standard. So as Glenn says, let's apply it elsewhere. What about the most destructive anarchic exercise in freedom the planet has known for at least a generation? The human disaster known as the attack on Iraq, which Joe Klein supported. That didn't result in the imprisonment of a single foreign national, but rather the deaths of more than 100,000 innocent human beings, the displacement of millions more, and the destruction of a country of 26 million people. Are those who supported that anarchic exercise in freedom, or at least those responsible for its execution, are they also criminals that should be put in jail? Run, Julian, run. You now have the capitalists on your ass. There are so many, we were talking about this the other night, the absolute failure on the part of American media to state the obvious about this, that what is being released is page after page, memo after memo that demonstrates clearly for anyone who wants to see it the criminality at worst, incompetence at best of the U.S. State Department. And anyone who wants to know how and why we get into these situations where hundreds of thousands of people have to die, some of whom are ours and some of whom belong to other countries, all that's required to see that in its full flower is to read as much of these releases as you can. For example, I got this today. Cozying up to power as usual, U.S. mainstream media blathers on about the damage to U.S. interests caused by the latest WikiLeaks document dump. But by U.S. interests, of course, they mean the interest of the unholy U.S. government military corporate cabal, which is squandering American lives and treasure in endless wars to dominate the world, not the interests of the American people. That's always the way it goes. It's the way it's been going for decades. Our interests would be better served by the total collapse of this death machine. And like a lot of people, I hope the WikiLeaks disclosures brings that about sooner rather than later. I really do. I would like to see the United States wake up. And by the United States, I mean the people who determine foreign and domestic policy in this country. Wake up to the fact that the American century is a decade over. The Asian century is now rising in the East. And the best thing for the United States to do at this point would be to withdraw. Withdraw its forces, get the hell out of these 80 or 90 countries where we have military establishments, come home. I'm not talking about the Pat Buchanan Fortress America thing, but right now, damn close to that. You know what I'm saying? This country is dissolving like so much snotty wet tissue paper thrown in a commode right before our eyes. I mean, and it can be stopped. This is the part that is so frustrating to a democratic socialist like moi. It can be stopped. The process of stopping this destruction of the United States can begin tomorrow. The process can begin tomorrow with, first of all, a decision to get the hell out of everybody else's country, to come home and put millions of people to work, legitimate work, rebuilding the infrastructure of this country that desperately needs it, building new industries, so-called green industries, high-tech industries, retraining people, and while they're being retrained, put millions of people to work rebuilding the infrastructure of the country, like I just said. Getting rid of every single Republican, and I think the masses of Americans would do that. I think once we understood what the Republicans have done, there would be lynching parties all over the country. And you can take that figuratively or literally. I really don't care. Me, I would take it literally. I think these traitors in this country, Julian Assange, first of all, he's not an American, but he's not a traitor. He's trying to show truth where no one wants to see it. But the traitors in this country, there are several hundred of them clustered together in the Capitol building in Washington. We'll be right back.